Hey everybody, what's up and welcome back to the Starcraft 2 Ownage Shack. You are now tuning into the second game in a best of 3 series played between these two players, roxkisAbver, the purple Zerg spawning on the left position of Lost Temple, and DuckloadRa, the blue Protoss spawning at the bottom position on the same map. This is the second game, as I mentioned. If you have not watched the first, I do suggest you go check that out right away. You do not want to spoil the series for yourself, guys. You need to appreciate StarCraft in all its entirety. And it looks like we're going to see a pylon go down right here for DuckloadRa. Very exciting move, I must say. And actually, the Overlord of Abver is going to scout in the proper direction here. It's very unfortunate for DuckloadRa actually to be spawning in this position, because the Zerg player does have the Overlord advantage, and if he's wise, he will actually use this Overlord to just see the Nexus and then pull away. Because sometimes what you'll see is the Protoss player move a probe out here to see if the Overlord is there, so they know if the Zerg player has spawned in the close position by air. It looks like he's not going to elect to do that, though. He's just going to fly right over boldly, announcing his presence, going to see everything that's going on, which includes a gateway and a chrono boosted Nexus, pumping out probes like a sick wildebeest on the 4th of July, even though I'm Canadian. So, it does look like Abver is going to be going for the same build that we saw in the first game. We see the extractor before the spawning pool to get that early gas. Wouldn't be surprised to see the metabolic boost upgraded pretty soon here. Here comes the probe. Because he saw the Overlord, he knew to scout this position first. Looks like he's just going to be chilling around the mineral line, grabbing a few resources here before he makes his trip home, which should not occur until some Zerglings come out. Remember that, guys. Don't lose your scout, or don't retreat your scout rather, until he has some units that can kill it out. You want to get all the info you can before you retreat, guys. This is a game of playing by reaction. A reactionary player is the best player. So if you see what your opponent is doing, you can then react to it. And how do you see what they're doing? Well, you scout. So it looks like he did opt to quickly get the metabolic boost upgrade. He saved up exactly the amount of gas he needed before doing that. And we can see it researching here at the quivering spawning pool. 4 Zerglings come out just as DuckloadRa retreats with his probe. Meanwhile, at his base, we see a cyber core coming out. An assimilator is going down after one has already been constructed, so this is probably going to indicate some sort of higher tech. Probably not going to be seeing a fast expansion, although on this map with its nice choke, it is a very possible strategy. We see Zerglings are streaming toward DuckloadRa's base right now, and it actually looks like he hasn't even walled off. This Zealot is the only thing standing between these Zerglings. Now the wall goes down. A very late wall there. Extremely risky play by DuckloadRa. Even the probe is forced to stand there to complete the wall. It's ripping Zerglings apart, but he needs another one terribly right now, or this is going to do tons of damage. The Zealot gets taken out, and now the Stalker is all that's left. The Stalker is microing around as best as he can, but the Zerglings have already gotten him into the hull damage zone. Probes are forced to even join the battle here. We have 10 more Zerglings coming out, and the metabolic boost is just about to complete. That's going to allow him to get Zerglings into the space extremely fast, even at these long distances by ground. Another Zealot is out and is going to try to block the ramp. He's doing a good job of it, but he quickly gets surrounded by Zerglings, and it's going to be a matter of time before he gets taken out. The Stalker just barely gets taken out by this Zergling, who gets a huge kill. The Zealot is taking more damage at the ramp and goes down. Now there is absolutely nothing preventing this huge flood of Zerglings from coming into the base. We see 11 Zerglings just wrecking havoc on the mineral line. Tons of probes are just going down in a massive cacophony of electric flame. A sentry is out, but that is not what he needed. That needed to put a force field down ages ago, and it quickly gets taken out. 100 gas right down the toilet. About 4 or 5 probes are all that's left. GG calls DuckloadRa, who actually goes down in a very disappointing fashion. I have to say, I did not expect him to fall so easily to such a common strategy. I suppose he felt because of the long distances he was somewhat safe to delay that wall, but as we saw, he was not safe at all. I do feel the biggest mistake that we saw here was going for this second assimilator. In investing in that fast gas, he sacrificed some early units. If he had another Zealot there, it would have been able to hold the ramp until a Stalker came out to reinforce from behind. So an unfortunate selection of tech path cost DuckloadRa a game here on Lost Temple. And full credit to roxkisAbver for scouting out that weakness in DuckloadRa and mass producing Zerglings instead of drones to take him out early. So another extremely one-sided game in the opposite direction takes this series to a Game 3. Hope to see you guys there. Please click the black screen that follows.